All right, so
You hurt my.
I know that.
here we go. This is 5.5a. We are going to apply the remainder in the factor theorems. Y'all, you know what's cool? You already know these remainder and factor theorems. You just don't know what they're called. But you already know them, all right? So it's not going to be a big deal. So we're going to start off with something crazy, all right? Crazy. Long division.
No, you.
Long division. What grade?
Like
Fifth grade.
Fourth or fifth grade? Okay. So let's see what we got. 4 divided into 967. Should we be able to work this problem?
Yeah.
Yes, we should. Okay, so let's talk about some vocabulary first. All right? Does anybody know what this guy's called? Okay, that's what almost every class has said, the dividend. Listen, here's the clue. The dividend is in the house. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's my divisor. Divisor, he's outside the house. Okay? The divisor is outside the house. The dividend is in the house. All right? What's this little answer up here? He's not there yet, but we're gonna make him. What's he called? Yeah, the quotient. The quotient, the answer when you divide is the quotient. Okay? Now, these are important, guys, because if I'm talking about the quotient or the divisor or something, then you need to know where you're supposed to be. So, does everybody know how to do long division?
Yes.
All right, so 4 goes into 9, how many times? And then what do you do?
Subtract 9. Subtract 9.
What do you have to do first?
Put an 8 under the 9.
Because you're doing what?
Subtract
Where'd you get that 8? You just pull it out of your pocket?
Four times.
Yeah, you multiply. What's 2 times 4?
8.
And then what do you do?
Subtract.
Subtract. All right? So what's 8 from 9?
9.
And you bring down the 6. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do it again. How many times does 4 go into 16? And then what do you do? You multiply. What's 4 times 4?
16.
And then what do you do?
Subtract.
Subtract. You got a 0. Bring down your 7. How many times does 4 go into 7? And then what do you do?
Subtract 4 times 4.
Yeah, 1 times 4 is 4, and then you subtract. What's 4 from 7?
3.
What's this guy called?
Remainder.
My remainder. Okay? And then, when you first learned how to do long division, you wrote your answers like this. 241 with a remainder of 3. Do y'all remember that?
No.
Yes,
I did. Oh,
Yes, that's the way you wrote it. And then, you got better, and you wrote your remainder like this. 241 and 3/4. You put it over the divisor.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
Okay? How many times does 4 go into 967? 241 and 3/4, 3/4 of a time. All right?
I
Now.
just put a decimal and put zeros down.
You could do that, all right? So, does anybody know what we would call the division algorithm? What's an algorithm? That's a cool word.
It's the volume, it's time.
It is a formula, guys. It's a formula. So, I think you know this. How would I get this dividend? How would I get this 967? What would I do to get this number, to check and make sure he works? Okay, and I want you to use the pink words. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the divisor times the quotient. Is that all? What do you do with him?
Plus.
Yes, plus the remainder. All right, let's see if it works, okay? Let's do this guy right here, all right? Let's see if this algorithm works. So I'm going to turn him on, and I'm going to say 4 times 241
Yep.
And then I'm gonna add 3. There he is, 967. Amazing. Okay? Pretty good, right? Now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna use polynomials. Okay? We're gonna use polynomials. Now listen, y'all, it's the same exact skill. I might say it a little differently, but it is the same exact skill. So watch. Can I say this like this? What number could I multiply by 4 and get 9, or close to 9, but you can't go over? Would that still be my 2? Okay. So that's the way I'm going to say it. And also we'll talk about the subtraction and what happens there. All right. So long division of polynomials. Long division of polynomials. So this is stinking weird, all right? It's not difficult, but it is really weird. So example 1, we are going to divide f of x is equal to 3x to the 4th minus 5x to the 3rd plus 4x minus 6 by x squared minus 3x plus 5. Okay? And I'm going to tell you a little thing over here. Now, it's not exactly a rule, but it'll help you out. Okay? And in the long run, it'll be really, really good for you. Because when I show you a different way to do some of this stuff, this is a rule for that way. All right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to represent all exponents in the dividend. Okay? So I want you to represent all exponents in the dividend. So I need to look at who's my dividend?
3x.
Yeah, this guy right here, he's the one that goes in the house, okay? So I'm gonna look at all my exponents. 4, 3, is there an x squared?
No.
No, so I'm gonna put him right here, 0x squared. So now he goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now he's all there, okay? So here we go. Are you ready? Draw me a house. In my house, I'm going to put 3x to the 4th minus 5x to the 3rd plus 0x squared plus 4x minus 6. Outside the house, my divisor, x squared minus 3x plus 5. Okay, so instead of saying, how many times does x squared go into 3x to the 4th, I'm going to say, what do you multiply x squared by? Oh, before I start, let me show you this. You're going to be very organized. All of your x to the 4ths will be in this column. All your x to the 3rds will be in this column. All your x squares will be in this column, and all your x's, and then your constants in the last column. Okay? So, what do I multiply x squared by to get 3x to the 4th? 3x squared. Where does he go?
On top.
On top of what? Yeah, the 0x squared. So 3x squared. And then what do you do?
Put the plus.
What did we do here? Yeah, say it, Michael. Multiply. Oscar, thank you. So now we're going to multiply. What is 3x squared times x squared? 3x to the 4th. What is 3x squared times negative 3x? What is 3x squared times, y'all look, this is a trinomial. Whatever you do to one, you gotta do to everybody. So you gotta go all the way across. Negative 9x to the what? 3rd. Very good. What is 3x squared times 5?
15x squared.
So plus 15x squared. Okay, now what are you supposed to do? Subtract. Now listen to me. If I just pop a negative sign right here, who's the only one that gets subtracted? Yeah, this first guy. You've got to subtract everybody. So it's like I put a minus out here and I put this in parentheses, and then what would it make you do to everybody? Change all their signs. Y'all, do you know what the definition of subtraction is? Yeah, add the opposite. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change everybody's sign because that's how we subtract. He becomes a negative, this guy becomes a positive, and this guy becomes a negative. What happens to these first two? They cancel. People, if your first two do not cancel out, you're wrong. I said, what do you multiply this by to get this? I got it, and then I changed the sign. They should always cancel out. Keep going across. What's a negative 5x cubed and a positive 9x cubed? What's a 0x squared and a negative 15x squared? And y'all, you bring down everybody. Not just the next guy, you bring down everybody, because if you don't, sometimes they get lost and mixed up and then it's not right. All right, now we just start all over again. We're doing the same thing. What do I multiply x squared by to get 4x to the third? 4x. And what kind of 4x? A positive, so you have to put a plus sign, because I'm looking for a polynomial up here, so you can't just write a bunch of junk down. It has to be connected with plus and minus signs. And then we multiply. What's 4x times x squared? 4x what?
A third.
Mm-hmm. What's 4x times negative 3x? Negative 12x squared. What's 4x times 5? 20x.
Wait, where did you get that top, where, the 4x is on top, how did you?
I
get that?
said, what do I multiply x squared by to get 4x to the third?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, I started all over again. All right, now what are we gonna do? Change the signs. Y'all listen to me. Would I look at this and know that something was wrong when I started to put them together? Are these gonna cancel out if I don't change the signs? They're not. So then you would go, oh, wait, something's wrong. So change the signs. Negative, positive, negative. What is a positive 4x cubed and a negative 4x cubed? Gone. That's what I want. What's a negative 15x squared and a positive 12x squared? Okay. What's a 4x and a negative 20x? And then I'm going to bring down my minus 6. And what are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to start all over again. What do you multiply x squared by to get negative 3x squared? So you multiply and then see what you end up with. All right, I'm going to let you do it. Did y'all get negative 25x plus 9?
Yes.
Anybody got a question?
Wait, if it's negative 15 plus 12, it should be.
Wow, where's 12?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was looking at the wrong part.
Okay. All right. So now, do I do it again?
No,
How do you know?
because the square root, you can't multiply anything by x squared to get the bottom.
Okay. So tell me an easier way for someone who's going, I don't know how y'all know when to stop. Tell me an easy way to tell. Why?
There's no x's.
You can't multiply anything by the x squared to get the regular x.
Oh, that's the,
Yeah, but what? Tell me about this exponent and this exponent.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all, when this exponent is bigger than this guy, you gotta stop. Okay? It is what you said, Andy. It was just, I understood what you said. okay? But I'm not talking to just me, all right? And there were 6 or 7 other kids in the class, but there are still some kids in here that are going, I don't know how you know that. You said that, but I can't do that well enough now, I don't get it, all right? So the easiest way is, hey guys, when this exponent is bigger than this exponent, you can't go any farther, okay? You can't go any farther. All right, so this is my remainder, right? So here's my answer. 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 plus negative 25x plus 9 over x squared minus 3x plus 5.
That's the whole answer.
That's the way I want your answer
That's
written.
just-
Mm-hmm. Yep,
That makes one.
she is
That
hideous.
literally makes more sense.
Now, here's my question. For all those kids out there that don't like this sign and this sign right beside each other, can I do this?
Yes. Because it's a plus and negative. Plus and negative.
Wait, no.
Well, no.
No. Is this right?
Oh, no, you have to change all the signs.
Very good. Okay, so if I pull this negative out front and put it right here, I have to change all the signs. So yes, I got a positive 25x, but you should have had a what? Negative 9. Do I change the signs on the top and the bottom?
No.
No, y'all, that would be a negative over a negative, and that would be positive.
Wow.
Okay? Now, here's my next question that I keep getting. Pay attention. Do these x's cancel out?
No.
Why?
I don't know. You can't reduce.
Every class period, somebody's asked me that, okay? Tell me why.
Because they're different. Never mind, I'm not saying that.
What about this guy right here? Can I cancel those x's out?
Well, oh, you could cancel the.
You better cancel those out.
Oh, I agree.
You better cancel those out. So what's different about this guy? How many terms are on the top? How many terms are on the bottom? How many terms are on the top? How many terms are on the bottom? Did you do to one term like you did to the other?
Yes.
Can you take an x out of every one of these terms? Then you can't take an x out. If you can't take an x out of everybody, you can't take an x out. Do you understand now? So if they're all multiplied together, then I'm good. But it's when you get those addition and subtraction signs, those are what separate terms. Okay? All right. So here we go. Here's your next problem. Are you ready? Example 1b. 2x to the 4th plus x to the 3rd plus x minus 1 divided by x squared plus 2x minus 1. You have to know who goes in the house and who goes outside the house. You do it, and then I'll get started on it. If you get stuck, ask somebody. Ask the person next to you. Ask the person behind you. Oh, I'm stuck right here. What am I supposed to do now? Don't just sit there. I would put that 0x squared in there. It won't be wrong if you don't, okay? But you'll start having to cram stuff in. There won't be a place for stuff. about this guy, all the way across that board. Change your signs. Start all over again.
The sound waves.
Instead of multiplying into x, I added 82 with 10x.
Okay, yeah, y'all listen, you gotta be careful because you're multiplying and then adding. You're multiplying and then adding. Anytime you do those two things, sometimes you get mixed up, so be careful with that. Does anybody have a question on this guy? Okay, I want us to do one more and then we'll be done, all right? One more. So, and look, on this next one, I would like about this much paper, I would like 1, 2, 3, 4, I would like about 4 lines left at the bottom of your page. So see if you can like cut it off, make sure that you've got, save me 4 lines. We're not gonna do it today, we won't have time, but we will tomorrow. All right, so we'll pick back up there. So save me that much at the end. All right, so this is example 2. He's gonna say divide f of x is equal to, I wanna say 4 lines at the bottom. Oh, right here. 2x to the third minus 3x plus 8, and it can be either plus negative 18x plus 7 over the divisor, or minus 18x minus 7.
I was making sure that right.
Okay, so, f of x is equal to x to the third plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. And we're gonna divide it by x minus 2. A little crooked because I was trying to set through. Alright, so you do it. See if you can get it done. they're the same, can I do it again? Yes, only if this guy is one lower, or is lower, could be two lower,
I
that
have
helps me
messed
out.
up somewhere.
Alright,
I've been messed up somewhere. Oh, you said plus five, okay, well, that's why, I had a negative sign here.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anybody got a question? Can y'all do these? Okay, are they hard?
No.
Are they weird?
Yes.
Yes, it's very weird, okay? But they're not difficult, they're not difficult. All right, so tomorrow we're gonna start right here, and I'm gonna show you a way to do this problem right here in about a minute. A lot less work, okay?